to 2. And skill 2 is comparing and ordering fractions. Comparing and ordering fractions. Okay? So, what does it mean to compare? Raise your hand. What does it mean to compare? I already compared 2 things. What? See, okay, see if they're the same, so what they have alike. What else could you compare? Keisha? There are differences. So say I had an apple and I had a banana. Okay? An apple and a banana. What are some, how could you compare those 2?
Shapes.
Okay? Their shapes. What else could we compare? Their color. What else could we compare? Okay, the fruits. Yep.
How do you eat it?
Okay, what else? What do you mean by eat it? Like the taste?
You feel, and then there's biting.
Okay. So the process of eating the 2? Right? What else could you compare? We've done shape, we've done color, how you eat it, the taste, the size. We can compare the size, right? So when we're comparing fractions, what do you think we're comparing? Do you think we're comparing the taste of fractions? No! We're not comparing the taste. We're going to compare the what?
Size.
The size. Okay? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to compare the size of fractions. Alright? So, here's the first situation. Now, do you guys know how you compare, when you compare 2 number values? What do you use to show the comparison for size? What have you heard the words that are used in math that maybe say one is bigger than the other? Less than or greater than. Have you guys heard of those terms? Less than or greater than? Yes? Those are what we call inequalities. Inequality symbol. Inequality symbols. Okay? Now, inequality symbols are read from left to right. Okay? They are read from left to right. So the first one is this guy. I'll put that as an example. What does that say? What does that statement say? Caleb? What does this say? 1 is less than 2. So anytime the arrow is pointing to the left, it says what? Easton? Less than.
I was going to say that.
Less than. Okay? Good. What about this guy? What does this mean when you read it from left to right? 4 is greater than 3. So when it points to the right, it means greater than. What would I do for this? I want to go in between those two numbers. Sam? What would go between these two numbers? What? Equal. So these are the three ways we compare numbers. It's either going to be less than, it's going to be greater than, or it's going to be equal. Right? Good. That's how we compare. We use inequality symbols. I'm going to box this off just for the help. Okay? Good. So, let our first examples be like this guy. We're going to compare the fractions. What if, this is our example. Okay, the question mark goes in the middle. Say we have 3 and a 3. We have 22 and 25. Okay? We want to compare those fractions. Tell me some things you notice about those two fractions. Raise your hand. Tell me some things you notice about those two fractions. Caleb?
Have the same top number.
Okay, what do we call that top number? What's the name for it? Starts with an N. Numerator. Okay? So they both have the same numerator, right? What else do you see? We just talked about the numerator. What's the other part? Easton? The denominator. So Shelby, what do you notice about the denominator? One is bigger than the other, right? 25 is bigger than 22, right? So, which is bigger? 3 25ths is bigger? You agree? We agree?
I do.
Take a look at it this way. Let's try another problem. Let's say we have 2/4 versus 2/8. Tyson, what do you know about that? This problem.
The bottom numbers would be
Okay, well, we're comparing. Okay, that's a good observation, but what do you notice about the two bottom versus what do you know about the numerators? Are the numerators the same again?
Yes.
Are the denominators the same? Who's larger? So, does that mean 2/8 is bigger than 2/4? Draw a picture, right? That's the pizza.
Yeah, you want two.
Here's one pizza.
2/8 of that pizza.
What does the 4 and the 8 represent for the pizza?
How many
Slices.
The total number of slices, right? So this pizza has 4 slices. Is that 4 slices?
Yeah.
Patrice, is that 4 slices? How many slices does this pizza need to have?
8.
8.
You make me hungry.
Get over it.
Almost knocked down.
Is that 8 slices?
Yeah.
So, how many pizzas did Easton eat for this pizza?
The whole thing.
2. 2. So I shade in 2. How many did Keisha eat in this pizza? 2. So I only shade 2. So, focus on the board. fraction? No, the smaller denominator is the larger. So what should be my inequality symbol?
Greater than.
Greater than. Point to the right. So, Gunderson, who is larger than this guy? 3/22 or 3/25? Why? Why is 3/22 larger than 3/25? Why is it larger? Your slices are bigger, right? If it's cut into 22 slices versus 25 slices, which slice is going to be bigger, the 22 or the 25?
22.
The 22. So if you took 3 larger slices, of course it's going to be bigger. Okay? So what is this? Okay? So in this scenario, what are we looking at? What has to be true?
The denominator has to be smaller.
The denominator, the larger value is the smaller denominator when what? When the numerators are the same. When the numerators are the same, you look at the denominators, whoever's smaller, that's the larger value.
We get it.
Okay? So try it with this one, see if you get it.
We get it.
Right? The inequality, compare those two fractions. Go. I want to see what you get on your own. Look at that, I have all written down. Huh? Why not? Well, that's the whole point, is for you to write it down so that it will help you on tests. Okay? So, who is larger than who?
5 cents.
This guy.
Less than.
It should be a less than symbol. Why? What has to be true about this case? What has to be true? Keisha? The numerators have to be the same. Are the numerators the same? Yes. Okay, then who do we look at, Keisha? The denominators. And who is always bigger if the numerators are the same? The larger denominator or the smaller denominator? The smaller denominator. Denominators. Potatoes. Okay? Is there any questions over this situation?